Vanessa MacLaren-Wray writes speculative fiction, exploring the challenges of communication and attachment in a complex universe. Although denying any knowledge of alien technologies or extrasolar civilizations when asked to write what she knows, Vanessa gravitates toward wormhole-based transit systems and cultural matrices only partly occupied by human beings. There you go, Vanessa.
I suppose that makes it my turn. Hi, I'm going to read today from the beginning of The Smugglers, which just came out a couple of days ago from Water Dragon Publishing. So it's a little hard to avoid spoilers in an adventure story, but I've chosen a passage for this audience that I think, well, you folks would probably see some of these things coming a mile away, so you won't be too disappointed. All you need to know at this point is that Boy is an adolescent alien, and he and Mother are transporting a dangerous animal to a collector. It's the evening before their delivery, and they're safe in their hotel room in the truck stop at the center of the galaxy. Oh, and remember, Mother has a rule. Don't name the merchandise. Propped against a cushion, Boy peered into the shadows of the creature containment. Within, a row of glittery ovals peered back at him, 4 in all, though he knew that the Kretsina, like himself, had a total of 5 eyes on movable stalks, as well as the 2 that stayed fixed in place, marking its front. "Hello," he whispered. "Don't worry, Mama has found you a good place to go to." The eyes blinked, one after another, making a moving line in the dark. A long, feathery frond snaked through the netting, and he held out one of his own. The Kretsina's little animal fingers wrapped around his endmost tendrils, the ones most sensitive to touch and warmth, and tugged at him. Boy let the Kretsina draw his finger tendril up to the wall of the cage where it could brush its mouth parts over his skin, tasting the essence of him. He held still, taking care not to pull back and injure the little thing's grasper. A name floated through his mind, a pretty name for a lovely creature. "Ashika," he whispered. "You are Ashika." The Kretsina stretched her frond out to touch Boy's face. Her featherings were down soft, like his mother's, and he let Ashika run her fingers over his eyebrow hairs and feel her way across each of his mouths. He kept the biting jaw tight clamped, though, and reveled at her fearless exploration. With soft breaths from Mother nearby and Ashika twirling in place, bouncing a little in the soft, false gravity, Boy drifted to sleep, happy. Girl woke, jumping from memory to memory of the day past, and her eyes fell immediately upon Ashika. The fuzzy white Kretsina had learned she could scale the sides of her containment and hang from the top. "Hello, Ashika," Girl said, and she pressed one of her fronds to the side of the cage closest to Ashika. Girl felt strange. Everything about the day had shifted a kilter. Even the shape of her own self felt odd. Not wrong, but different. The touch of Ashika's feelers on her fronds filled her with comfort, but also triggered an anxiety she couldn't put a name to. "Mama?" "Yes, Boy?" "Oh, it's Girl now, Mama." The bedclothes rustled, and Mother's fronds unfurled to brush across Girl's face. That feather-like touch felt strangely unfamiliar. Girl tucked a frond through the cage netting, and Ashika wrapped tight tendrils around her fingertips. "That's better." "Well now, my dear, none of us can choose our time now, can we?" "I don't know, Mama." Nothing felt right. Girl curled up tight and hunkered close to the containment. Ashika twirled a frond through the webbing and wrapped it around one of Girl's legs. It tickled, and a memory of laughter bubbled up. Mother said, our meeting with the client is soon, and then we will have the rest of the day to sort things out. You're all right, girl. Don't worry. Girl didn't feel all right, but she knew how important this meeting would be, so she kept quiet. Mother scuttled around, tidying up the room, then came to her with a packet of food for Ashika. I need to squeeze into my skin suit. Would you like to feed the Kretsina? If it's happy and well fed, it will stay calm while we go to the meeting. All right. Taking off a skin suit went quickly, not so clambering into one. And Mother was very fussy about having it just so. So there'd be plenty of time to feed Ashika and play with her before it was girl's turn to get dressed. Except Ashika didn't like the food. She nibbled through half a morsel, then shoved it off to the side and rubbed her fronds at her mouth, brushing away remnants. Girl picked up the rejected food and sniffed it. Ashika was right. It smelled wrong. Girl went to the case and found the leftover food from last night. Ashika liked that. She ate it all up, skittered happily around her cage for a bit, then curled up and went back to sleep. By then, Girl needed to get into her own disguise. It wasn't fair that the skin suit couldn't change from being a boy, but she would have to make do. Girl always had trouble sorting out which fronds went into which arms, and her legs had grown too long to fit the control frames for the skin suit properly. With help from Mother, she was soon hopping around the room, first on one huge flat foot and then on the other, with Mother laughing at her antics. Girl clowned around until Mother said, "It's time." Mother gathered up sleepy little Ashika and bundled her into a funny little skin suit that was very nearly an android because it had no controls that the Kretsina could operate from the inside. The skin suit's face had big round eyes and was all covered with pink wrinkly skin. It made wet, blurpy noises from time to time that set Girl to giggling, and she tried to emulate it with her own skin suit. Blurp, blurp. Mother laughed along with her. They would fool the humans and their silly machines to achieve their goals with no harm done to anyone. Finally, Mother picked up the Kretsina's supplies into the little pink case. She carried the baby with its perfume-smelly bundling, and Girl got to pull the case. Mother led the way to the elevators and then to the Grand Mall, past the gift shop and the ice cream store, all the way to a restaurant with a dim-lit entrance right at the very edge of Green Quadrant. Tall figures there that must have been androids, but not the nice shopkeeper kind, and they stood guard at a massive hatchway. Why it needed guarded, Girl could not puzzle out. In all the languages she could read, the hatch was labeled sealed, no admittance, orange. Even orange didn't make sense. Mama, why is it orange? Mother replied, orange? I don't know, dear. Perhaps it's an appealing color or some official's proper name. The restaurant door swung inward, making not even a fraction of a smidgen of sound. Girl tapped her deck shoes a little to make a bit of noise, then followed as Mother led the way inside. A tall human man, not only tall, but as wide as two men squished together, bowed to Mother, and then led them through the hush of the restaurant all the way to the back, where there was a little room with just a single table and 2 glasses. "Oh, pardon, little boy," said the wide man, giving a big android-like smile. "I will bring a 3rd glass." Girl wanted to protest, because it wouldn't be good to upset Mother in the middle of a negotiation. It's all right, she told herself. I am Girl, disguised as boy, disguised as human, and Ashika is disguised as baby, but I know who Mother is, and she knows that I am Girl. And I will stop there and apologize for the glitch. I do have giveaways. I have a whole a full copy of the novel available. And also I have authentic truck stop keychains. Ooh.